Okay, well, it's my turn to train today. And I was thinking, like, what do I train on, And I just was thinking, like, goals is such a good subject that we haven't really covered in a little bit. And I was actually just trying to go to my team website to figure out like a few goal sheets, but I don't know if you guys, I'm trying to look at who's on this call. Like everybody that's on this call for the most part remembers the old goal sheets with the bullseye and the who's new on my team and the how many activities do I have this month. Like that was like our golden goal sheet for so long. And then it kind of changed to 8 and 2, right? Like sell 8 sets and have 2 new people every month. And there's that goal sheet. And I thought, okay, well, we could talk about filling out goal sheets and we all have them on our websites. But in reality, my thought process was what we really need to talk about is like, first of all, if we're not setting goals, why? And I think that that is something that a lot of people have gotten away from over the years. And I feel like that's just something our world has kind of gotten away from. And I think of like New Year's resolutions and how, like, Arbonne world, we all pick like a word of the year or like a New Year's resolution. But like, other than that, how often do we take time to think? Like, take time to sit back with a notebook, whatever, hanging out in the backyard under a tree. I don't know. I'm just like trying to paint a picture, but like in a calm, quiet environment where there's no hustle and bustle, where you like remove yourself from your life and you take some time to think. And that could be at Starbucks, that could be in the backyard under a tree, that could be taking a day trip to the beach and just sitting out by the ocean. I mean, I don't know what that looks like for you, but I feel like we all need that sometimes because we get so caught up in the everyday to-do list and the reactionary, what do I have to do now that somebody just threw at me that I've got to take care of, that sometimes we forget. Like, I know not everybody's like me, but I'm just going to speak for myself. When I was 16 years old, I literally had a list. And my list was, I want to graduate high school when I'm 18. I want to go to Fresno City College. I want to be a nurse by the time I'm 21. I want to be married by the time I'm 21. I want to have a baby by the time I'm 23. I want to have a house by the time I'm 22. Like everything was written out. And I don't know, did anybody else do that? Did anybody else do that, or was that just me? I know I'm kind of weird when it comes to that stuff. Okay, raise your hand if you had a list or a in your head thought process of this is where I want to be at this point in my life. Okay, we know it's not you, Shelby. But I feel like we all at least have like a mindset, right? Like when you were single, did you not have a list of criteria for the man that you were going to end up with? Like, did it not have check boxes in your head of like things that were like, yep, this is a yes, or nope, this is a heck to the no? Like, I'm my friend Joella, it's like teeth for her, right? Like, if they have bad teeth, they're out. I mean, whatever it was, I don't know. But you guys know what I'm saying. Like, we all have this thought of like, where am I going and what do I want? Whether it's the kind of person you're going to be with, or the kind of house you want to buy, or the kind of life you want to live, or the kind of job you want to have, or whatever. And I feel like when we become adults, we just get so stuck in the, well, this is what I do every day, and these are the things that I have to take care of, and this is the jobs that I have to do, that we don't ever think about what do we really want? Like, yeah, this is what we have, but what do you want, right? So I don't know. I was thinking about that and I thought maybe I would take somebody who feels like they maybe struggle with that and like unmute yourself and like let me help you figure out, like, if okay, like somebody tell me right now, you can unmute yourself, whoever wants to. I don't know if there's a few
I
people that
want help.
Okay, Robin. So like, what's your goal this month?
My goal was 5,000
Okay. Why do you want to hit
originally
5,000?
to get myself back into momentum. I think that would be a sign of it. My real goal's 10, but I'm so far from that it's 5.
Why do you want to be in momentum?
Because I want to grow in my business to be able to have the money I need to do the things that I feel are important for my family.
What are the things that you need to have importance in your family? Why? Like, what about it? What is it?
I want to be able to. We had a lot of trauma in our family this summer, and I spent every bit of my extra money, so I don't have any more emergency money for anything. And now
Okay.
I'm in debt again.
Okay.
Um, and I want to be able to have the, what do they call it, impact money at all
Okay.
times. I want to be able to, like, take my grandkids to do special things more than once or twice a year, little things. I'd like to do bigger things like vacations with my adult children as well. I'd
Okay.
like
Why?
to.
Why do you want to
Why?
do those things?
Because I want to create memories for them that will last a lifetime.
Okay.
And probably because that was done for me when I was a child by my mother.
Okay. So what would creating those memories mean to you? Why do you want to create those memories?
They just warmed my heart.
Okay. I'm trying to get to a point here where
I
it
know
hits
you
you.
are. And I
So
can't get to that myself. That's why I said, I'll do it.
so I feel like we're getting there because your voice is getting a little shaky. So that is what we need. So yeah, you want to hit $5,000 this month, but are you really going to do what it takes unless you know why you're doing that?
Probably not.
No.
I tend to spin my wheels instead,
Yeah,
thinking
you're
about
saying
how am
5
I
or
going to do
10
it?
because those are the numbers we all say, right? Are you a district manager right now or are you an area
Yes.
manager? So if you're a district manager, that's what you're supposed to say, that you want to do 5,010. So I feel like a lot of times we do that. We say, well, my goal is whatever. Well, that's what you're supposed to say. But why? Why do I want that? 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 All the way down until it gets you. And then you think about, okay, I want memories with my grandkids and I want extra because I'm in debt now, because that means something to me. So now you can put a picture of that somewhere. Like you can create some sort of dream board around those memories. Not a dream board of your Arbonne
Right.
Mercedes or a dream board of your $10,000 paycheck or whatever. Why don't you create a dream board that talks about the memories that you want to create with your grandkids? How much do you think that would motivate you?
Probably huge because it would
Yeah.
make me cry. It's making me cry now.
Yes. So that's what we need, you guys, to take some time to think and be like, okay, sure, I want all those things that we talk about with Arbonne, the Mercedes, the slim body, the whatever. But what do I really want? I want those core memories with my grandkids, and there's no way on God's green earth I can provide all the things I want unless I do what I need to do for my business, right? Will you mute, Robin? I think that's you that's loud in the background. It might be. Yeah, it is you. So that's what I want you guys to like think about, right? So when you are thinking about what do I want my goals to be, sure, break out the goal sheet. Of course, have a to-do list. Of course, that's my MO. Like that's so what I do. But I have to be honest with you, what drove me in the beginning of my business was fear of not being able to provide for my family, fear of not being able to have my kids have those sporting events or those trips or whatever that was, fear that I wasn't going to be able to make it, honestly, and fear that I was going to be in debt for the rest of my life. Like all those fears fueled me to like work my business. Sometimes it's the heart love goal, like what you're just saying, that motivates people. I don't know what it is for you guys. Some people do really well when they are in like dire situations, last minute, oh my gosh, I got to make this happen. Usually those people are fear-driven people. So they need something that scares them to make them move. And then other people are like vision people that can see a future and they're running towards it. But if we're just checking off a box and saying what we say and doing what we do, are we really growing, right? Is there anybody else that feels like they need a reason? You guys all feel like you're solid with your reasons, like solid enough that you are running in your business right now? Because you can be solid in your reasons to keep you in this business, but it's a different solid when you're running in this business. Like there's the longevity piece of, yep, I'm still here. Yep, I'm working. Yep, I've got this. I'm never quitting. I'm going to be the last one standing. I've said that to myself a million times. But what about the gut punch? Oh my gosh, I have to make this happen. Okay, Michelle, unmute. You just said something on here.
You can't unmute. She said you can't unmute.
Oh, I can't. Oh, the baby's screaming. Okay. So like, what are the steps then is what she's saying. So let's just let somebody else say something for a second. What are the steps when you have goals in your business? Somebody tell me what you do to grow your business. Deb, you're muted.
Activity.
Right.
Like when I want to grow my business, I did have things written down, and I did far better when they were written down, as to even on a daily basis as to what I expected myself to complete each day. And it wasn't always the same thing. It varied. But
Right.
I got those things done. Like I wasn't trying to check them all off, but I was trying to be consistent in what I was trying to do.
So tell somebody who's new, what does activity mean?
Well, it could be different for people, because we always talk about that too. For everyone, it's a different thing. Some people activity is being on social media and providing information on social media. For myself, it was actually doing in-person events. I do a lot of vendor events. Those are the types of activity, for myself. I individualize it for everybody, but some people may do it differently where they meet one-on-one with somebody. And even for me, that's a better alternative than doing a group event.
Right.
So it just differs. Yeah.
Okay, so when I think of activity, I think of income producing activity, not just things that are keeping us busy, but things that are going to create a connection with your client that's going to create a purchase, right? So if you're showing up live on social media once a week and that's your plan, is that working for you? Probably not. Probably once a week isn't even good enough. Like you're going to have to do a lot of direct messaging. You're going to have to do a lot of behind the scenes. Like people see these social media gurus and they think, oh, this is all they do. No, they're looking at every single person that's watching their posts, liking their posts, commenting on their posts, and they're direct messaging all of them. And they're saying, hey, girl, I saw you saw my video. I would love to connect with you. Do you have time for coffee this week? Or, hey, girl, I have this client appreciation coming up this Saturday. I know you've seen a few of my posts. I'd love to invite you. Or, hey, I thought of you because I saw that you posted that your kid you're raising money for your kid's mission trip to wherever. And I thought how cool it would be that maybe we could get together and I could help you raise some funds for that trip. Like you have to find the need that they have and fill it. So if you're seeing things that they are the reason I love social media so much is because you can spy on people and they don't even know you're doing it, and you can figure out a ton about them that they would never tell you just from their feed. Like, are they struggling? Are they on a weight loss journey? Are they joining a new gym? Are they in a new mommy's group? Like there's so many different things that you can watch people do, and then that's a reach out because you just saw something about them that you could help them with. But the hard thing when you're doing one-on-one on the phone is you got to pick up the phone and ask them and have a conversation to figure out those things. So that's why I love social media, because you can literally figure out, oh, did she just get a new job? Oh, is she going through a divorce? Oh, whatever it may be, you guys. So that's the beauty. But doing something and creating a post or something cute on social media or whatever sometimes attracts a few people. But what I find is it just keeps my current clients engaged. I don't think personally, after 20 years of Arbonne and probably 10 years on social media, I don't think that it gets me a lot of new customers. The creating the new customers is the private reach out and the private conversations and then meeting up with them. And if they don't live by me, then a Zoom call because I want to talk to them, or a FaceTime call or whatever it may be. Now, in-person events, this is a perfect time for that, you guys. It's Christmas. You can do a girls' Thanksgiving or Friendsgiving or whatever you call it. Or you could do like a coworker shopping for Christmas, or you could do boutiques or whatever it may be. You guys, you could literally set up a booth at your gym if you just ask. Like there's so many things that you can do, but here's what I think of activity. When I think of activity, I think of getting out of my comfort zone. Because if I'm just doing the same thing over and over and I'm not doing something new and scary and it's not making me nervous, then I'm not growing. I'm just doing the same old, and it's easy and it's comfortable and I'm just riding in the waves, right? But the why and the list is what I'm trying to get you to do. Like what I really want you to do is what I did in high school and what I've done recently. Like at the beginning of every year, I literally sit down and I'm like, okay, like I should get my calendar. It's in the kitchen. Every year, the first page of my calendar is this is what I do. How much money do I want in my retirement account? How much in bills do I want to pay? What trip am I going to pay for with my family that I want to be able to provide? Is it going to be this year or next year, or when are we going to do that? Like I have like numbers written down, like how much debt, how much, all the things. Like when's this car being paid off? Okay, well you know, the bill says that I have whatever 48 more payments, but I have 26 more payments because that's what I'm doing, right? So like what is it that you have a plan for? Because if we don't plan for it, it's not going to happen. You know what I mean? So now I'm trying to like figure out how I'm going to not pay taxes this year and what can I do to purchase something to like not have to pay. I'm just like, it's always in my mind. Like, what's the next right move? You know, how much should I have saved for my retirement to do whatever? You know, that's my goal now because I'm in my 40s and I'm like, okay, so my big focus is my retirement, probably because my kids are like almost out of the house, both of them. So they don't really like, and they've been on 15 Arbonne trips. So they like, to them, that's just, I know that sounds so dumb, but it's true. They're like, oh, okay. But if it's like when it was my first 3, 4, or 5 trips, they were like ecstatic. Well, now they're just so spoiled, they don't even care, you know? So, anyways, but you guys get the point. Like, what is it that you want? So, does anybody else have anything that they can think of when it comes to steps? Because I know that nobody said anything, and I'll probably just say it, but duplication. Like if you want to build a business, when was the last time you signed up a consultant, for goodness sakes? And when was the last time you promoted a district manager? Because back in 2005, when I started, the goal was to have 2 people in qualification every month, one promoting and the other in qual. Then the next month, that person promotes and then that person's in qual personally. So I always wanted to have at least 2 people in qual, if not finishing. And sometimes I had 5, 6, 10 people in qual that were direct to me. But I think for some people that have been around a while, it's the same old people that just get in qual and don't finish, get in qual and don't finish. That doesn't count anymore. Like who's the new, right? And I don't know about you, but I know my business. I mean, my whole success line sponsoring's down. Like I can't even, it's sad actually, to be honest. Like when I look at the little amount of people that people are sponsoring, to me, that means we're just taking care of our current clients, but we're not growing. And we all have to literally look back and be like, okay, what am I doing to find new and not just to take care of what's already there, you know? So duplication is going to be huge when it comes to that. And having a plan for that. So anybody have anything else?
There, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Kim, everything you're saying is like, for the first time in my business, I feel like I'm just starting out doing all that. Running like for the first time and getting people under me and looking for business builders.
Right.
You kicked me in the gut a long time ago and said you lead with the products and not the business, but it was an aha moment, but I didn't shift to do that. But I have shifted in the last, I don't know, 4 to 6 months. And one thing I did this month is I did the sticky notes. I put, like, for me, I've been an area, but I've had hardly anybody under me that's working the business until the last couple months. And like, I'm barely struggling to get to my maintenance every month. And even the DM bonus, like I don't get consistently. So my goal is, for me, it's big this month. It's 40,000 is to get halfway to region. And, but I definitely want, like, that's my great goal. But my good goal is to get bonus for AM because that'll be huge because I just haven't hardly done that.
Yeah.
I'm only 5,500 away from that and one preferred client. And I've seen all of you guys before me who have done a lot in the last couple of days of Arbonne of the month. And so that gives me a lot of hope that we're going to do this. And I have 2 people in qual for district manager. I haven't had that hardly ever in my business. And the couple times I had it, it's been a long time.
So these people that are in call for district, have you known them a while?
Actually, one is my niece,
Okay.
and one is no, Kylie, I just met.
Okay.
2 months
So
ago.
it's not somebody that you've been coddling along and trying to help, and 1 year, 10 years later, they're finally ready.
Oh,
You
no,
decided to go out and talk to new people
I
and
did.
figure out, okay, so what changed? Because you guys, we were in the Bahamas, I think, when I told Cheryl that. And
No, we were at, I remember exactly, the
uh,
Mexican restaurant down where we used to meet for the monthly meeting.
oh, you know me, I'm blunt.
Forget
I
it.
just tell
You
it
were
like
so
it
mean.
is.
No, it was really good for me. It was really good for me. I was really glad.
And I remember telling her, like, girl, when you talk to, like, I'll bring people to meetings and you'll talk them into all kinds of products. These are my guests at meetings, you know? And in my mind, I'm like, I'm so happy that they love these products. And Cheryl told them all about it. And in my mind, I just want to help them with the business, right? And I remember telling her, like, girl, you can sell these products better than me, but you are not focused on the business. And I hurt people's feelings sometimes when I'm direct. But look, now you're happy. So that's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you guys, like, if you like a little shift, right? Like a little shift from what our focus is. And when we had those goal sheets that we would always fill out, on the bottom was always business builder number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It wasn't just 1 and 2. It was like, here's the boxes. You got to fill them up, you know? And so I feel like that helped us. Like when we do stickies on the wall, even, I love that because it helps us focus and we get to rip them down. And I love it. Like the last time I did sticky notes was when we went nation. How sad, right? But I loved it because it really helped me like keep my mind on it. And we were doing goal slicing too, like everyday goal slicing. Everybody on my team was doing goal slicing. But honestly, you guys, like what on the stickies shows business builders? What on the stickies shows duplication? It doesn't. Like,
I put them on there.
oh, good, you
I put
should.
them up there. I have to have a visual. I'm very visual. And so either writing it down or like that's why the sticky notes, I go to it like every day to make sure I'm caught up and to remind myself of what are my goals, what am I working for today? And I'm trying to implement all the ways.
Right.
2 take-a-looks tomorrow. I'm meeting
Yeah.
with people individually. And I just all the the DMs, the sending
Right.
messages about their renewals and free gift, the
And that's another thing I was going to say to you guys is when you're in activity and you're setting goals, you're not just flying by the seat of your pants and being like, oh, shoot, I got to do that. Like you're literally looking at your month and you're like, okay, on the first of the month, I'm going to talk about the Thanksgiving holiday bundle, whatever the deals. And on the 5th of the month, I'm going to send out my renewal email. And on the 9th of the month, I'm going to send out my renewal text. And on the 12th of the month, I'm going to do my renewal phone calls. And on like you literally have it mapped out. Like on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm going live. And on this day, I'm following up with these people. Like literally, if you're running a business, any other business, that's what you'd be doing, right? You'd be scheduling out your entire month ahead of time with a plan. Like, you know, tomorrow you got to put makeup on because tomorrow you're going to do X, Y, and Z on social media or whatever it may